Hello and welcome to Study Education Psychology, Topic 8, Special Education. I'm Sajivani Vendakoon. The learning outcomes explain about educational problematic and special students. So when it comes to the introduction, special needs children are one of the characteristics of individuals' differences. That means special needs children include the children who are genius, so sometimes mentally retarded or deaf, also as well as visually or physically handicapped. So you can call them as special needs children, like you have to pay more attention towards them. And let me talk to you about the definition of individual differences. Special education also can be defined as this way, like special education means education by special methods appropriate to the requirement of pupils whose physical, intellectual, emotional, or social developments cannot, in the opinion of education authority, to be adequately promoted by ordinary means. That means you have to give more attention towards that type of students. According to Chua in 1992, an educational program which is specially planned for students with special needs in terms of intellect, physical, social, or emotional for those who did not achieve normal growth and health until they did not receive full benefit from normal school plans. Any program that is allocated or directed to students with problems such as mental defeat, emotion, and physical inability, or additional to normal learning in classrooms. Let me talk to you about the students with special needs. Special needs students are handicapped students from various types of handicap category, which will inability or difficulty as a result of malfunction of the nervous system. So that's the reason, malfunction of the nervous system. Social education is education direct to students with sight handicap, hearing handicap, mental handicap, learning problems and behavior, culture or social handicap, for instance, like including intelligence students. Let's look at the development of special education. When you look at this chart, you can see the figure I have given here, and also the date, and also the citizen, and also the main idea. And please try to spend few seconds to read this thing to get more about this figure. This is also back again. You have to spend few seconds to read to get more information. And let's talk about the characteristic of special education when it comes trained teachers. So this should be there. The teachers should be well trained. And also combined expertise and also special curriculum also should be there, like to train those students. And also special training objectives. There should be very special training objectives, and also active students participation. That's mean when teaching comes, we have to make the students active. And also special teaching methods. With that type of students, we have to use some special teaching methods. So not like in the normal classroom. And so if you talk about the special education philosophy and objectives, the general name of education is to develop an individual who is knowledgeable and also independent and also intelligent and having high living values, and also should be very competitive to others. They are very competitive. Or as such, special education also has its philosophy and objects to be achieved. So when it comes to the special education philosopher, it is to provide equal opportunity. To special students, just like the one given to normal students, for balanced psychosocial development. When it comes to the philosophical, is confined to the objective to ensure people energy and the needs to ensure that education system will be able to fulfill the national objective towards producing united, discipline and trained society. Aims and objective of special education comes, actually the general objective of special education is to provide optimum student development with special needs in order to function as an individual who is skilled and independent, with vision, able to plan, also to manage on life and realize potential and able to adapt to the society. So this is the objective, like for a general objective for special needs. And various teaching activities should be created. There should be various activities which encourage more effective process teaching and learning. While we are teaching, the kids will learn it. So when the activities are very creative, it will happen. And also the teacher should always evaluate the level of academic achievement and also co-curriculum of this special. It is the teacher's task. The teacher has to check. And also to achieve these objectives, the union of all parties, especially good relationship between the parents and teacher is required. The teacher has to have a good relationship with the parents, and also parents in return must have a good relationship with the teacher to bring them to a certain standard. And when categorizing of students with special needs, actually, when it comes to hearing problem, students with hearing problems can be divided into 4 types. You can say that receiving, vibration could not reach inner part of the ear, and observation, that is sensory nerve in ear problem, central vein system is not functioning properly and injured, and also psychogenetic, cannot hear anything due to hidden mental disturbances. So you can see the difference between these 4. And also generally students with hearing problems can be identified through the following characteristic. So what are the characteristics? Like you can say lesser attention. When you are teaching them, they don't pay much attention, and difficult also to follow the instruction. Whenever you say to them something, they will just look here and there. That's mean they will find it a bit difficult. And also always indulge in fantasies and also need help from friends. Sometimes they will ask the help from the next person, like the friend. And also lesser participation in discussion. Whenever there is a discussion, due to this problem, they don't participate. They are not active, a walked style of speaking, or also having a health problem. They have some health problem as well. If you talk about the sight problem, let me talk to you that students with sight problems can be categorized into 2 groups. You take that blind and cannot see altogether, and partially blind with blur sight. So learning problems. So when it comes to the learning problems, students with learning problems are those that have been identified and confirmed by clinical specialists and facing handicap with affect learning process. So let me talk to you about the types of students with learning problems. They are actually slow learners, Down syndrome and hyperactive and emotional disturbances and behavioral problem, and cerebral palsy, multiple handicap, mild and average mild deficiency, autistic, speech problem and epilepsy. And also when it comes to intelligent talent students, actually these students are these students need special education. That's mean different from the normal education. And so the potential also, So these students actually usually possess a higher IQ compared to the normal students. That means intelligence tests can be carried out to identify the intelligent student, that is aim at measuring the level of intelligence and intellect. So when it comes to a student with 120 IQ and above is classified as intelligent students. So they are more talented. So they are really talented. So due to that, through the IQ test, we realize that if it is more than 120, that is above, is you call them as intelligent student. And when it comes to the special program, education programs, actually, special education program is program prepared in special school for students with a sight handicapped or hearing handicapped, and a combination program for normal school for students with sight handicapped or hearing handicapped or learning problems, as well as including education programs for special needs students to attend normal classes with normal students as well. Inclusive education. It is actually, the term includes means that integrating special needs students into normal classroom. So you integrate so that they will be able to enjoy all the learning facilities in normal circumstances like normal student regardless of the status. So this is according to NAEM in 1997. So the inclusive criteria is divided into two types. That is according to NAEM back again in 1997. So it is like part-time inclusive education. That is a program where students will be placed in a normal classroom to follow normal learning for several subjects only. They will be doing only several subjects. So full-time inclusive education comes a program where students will be placed in a normal classroom and also to follow normal learning for all subjects. They will be doing all the subjects, not like the part, the full. They'll be doing like normal. And also individual education plan comes is a written document which is specially prepared for a student. So it is aimed at documenting all changes and applied learning programs and services provided here. And it is also written contact between parents and school on students' needs and show those needs could be fulfilled. So according to Daniel, in terms of execution, IEP is written contact on services provided for a student. So that is the reason it is there. And remedial education programs comes actually according to Sharifa in 1983, a specific action to overcome the education needs of student facing learning difficulty in special classroom in normal school or at center specifically attended by students at part-time in groups separated from normal schools or in classroom for specific teaching by remedial teachers. Let's look at this remedial education objectives are here to help weak students build the concepts of particular skill. So you are helping, you are making the weak ones. And also the other one is like to the other remedial is you build a self-confidence. You give the child the self-confidence. Also to correct concepts or skill which wrong perceived by students. And also the last one you can take it as to provide opportunity for students who learn mathematics according to their ability. So according to the ability you will be using that. That is the remedial that you will be, not like the others. So this is the remedial teaching processes. Number one, you can take the problem and also you can take that is the source and the cause and alternative actions, and then you will be evaluating that. You will be evaluate the process. Enrichment programs come, additional activities to basic learning activities which contains elements, expand knowledge or experience as well as a strength, skill which is being learned. Actually, through these activities, students will get additional opportunities to expand interests and also that creativity So discover something and independent, and their leadership talent. Actually, that is very good. Like when you give these enrichment programs, the students will be more active than before. So that's all for today, and I hope you enjoy this lesson, and good luck with your studies. Thank you so much.